So I have to add a new source. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. I had to add a new audio device to my live stream this morning. So hopefully that's better. Yesterday I was drawing over there on my drafting table, but today I am designing, doing some design work for a client. Not any real heavy lifting, but some revisions to some banners. This client is asking for a version with a tagline. So I've got this tagline that I just dropped in here. So I'm going to re-add that. I'm going to put it even with the Shop Now banner because it's a good idea to align things, especially when it's leading the eye towards a call to action, which is the Shop Now button. Alright, so there's that. Export this one. Let's see, I forget which number that was. That was Cyber Monday Banner 2. So I'm just going to call this Cyber Monday Banner 2 tagline. And then they are asking for a version of each one without the Shop Now. Alright, so Alright, so then I'm going to do one without the button, basically. I think what I'll do is do an alternate of this one and call this without button, because I need to make a little bit of an adjustment since there's no button there. Gives me a little more room for this tagline, and I think I want to lift it up a little bit as well. So we'll save that, and we'll call that tagline no button. I think that's all they're asking for. I'm just going to upload this real quick. Alright, while I'm waiting for feedback on that one, I'm going to just clean up this PSD file a little bit. So we've got, this was banner 3 that I designed. That's banner 2. That's the one they chose. That was banner 1. Alright, so banner 2 I'm gonna put with tag and button. And then that was the other one. They apparently liked all 3, but that was the one this was the one they went with. I typically try to give a client 3 different options. I gotta move my phone cord. I had everything plugged in over at my desk for the live stream on Whatnot yesterday evening. Forgot to switch stuff back, and my keyboard just died, so I gotta plug my keyboard in. So if you missed the Whatnot show yesterday, that was really I want to say technically my first Whatnot show. I did one prior to that a few weeks ago, and it was just sort of, I really didn't know what I was doing. I still kind of don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. But it went really well. I have 6 commissions to draw over the next day or 2, so I'm gonna have to work on those at some point. Possibly this morning. Just depends on how far along I get with these other items that I have to work on. Nope. I gotta send a text here in a minute. So get rid of. I try to get rid of the junk in the PSD just to help reduce the file size. And it just makes it easier to work with later if I need to. Everything is really organized, and I don't have to sift through a bunch of junk. This is actually pretty clean already, so I'm just going to leave that as is. But I need to clean up the folder. Alright, I gotta... So I have a lot of clients, and I try to keep everything pretty clean, organized, because it makes my life easier later. um, so this was a Cyber Monday banner. Just trying to so there's my JPEGs. There's the PSD, which is fine. Alright, I'm just going to organize these folders. SD files. And I'll wait until I get final approval of those before I do anything with these as far as organization. However, I did some Thanksgiving banners for them last week. I can get rid of that. It's in the wrong place. All right. I think those were unused. So I'm just going to put unused for those. I think that was unused also. It's always a good idea to give them a few options to consider. Hey Zix, thanks for hopping in. I'm designing this morning. Yesterday I was drawing, today I'm doing some design work for some clients. I think that one was alright. They did not decide which one of these to use. I don't know if they ended up using them all. I'm just gonna create a folder for those. And then we'll just call these JPEGs. All right. All right, then the next thing I have is doing a branding kit for a client, and had suggested some different color choices for them, and they haven't really landed on one yet. So I'm going to iterate a little further with that. Looks like I have some of my screens are not really where they should be sitting. I'm going to make a little adjustment there. Yeah, I thought the green was pretty compelling. It felt like a more modern look that I thought would propel the brand for them, but I don't think he was sold on it, so I'm gonna try something else for them. And one of the mock-ups I created that I liked was the red. So it's for a a ladder company. They create these, I don't know, they're like uber expensive ladders, like step ladders and taller ladders that are supposed to be safer and lighter. They're marketed towards an older demographic because they're lightweight and they can be hoisted and lifted and managed better, I guess, than the metal ones. So the logo, the first iteration was orange, which I thought was really good, but he was concerned it looked too much like the competitor. And I forget what competitor he said. Where was that? DeWalt's. He was concerned it looked too much like DeWalt's branding. And I get that. But I kind of like this one too. But I created all these with the assumption that maybe, you know, I would have to go back and iterate these a bit more. I mean, I don't know. That one doesn't feel right. The blue always feels too much like a tech branding or healthcare. Like blue is a blue and green. Blue doesn't feel like it connects with the brand. I think it needs kind of warmer colors, and I think this might be. It's tricky because there still has to be contrast, right? You still have to have good contrast, especially for this white. It has to scale down so it's still legible. I could probably pitch this one. Changing all these. That's what I love about Figma is you can do all this global changes without having to really touch the individual objects. Makes things a lot easier. Finding that I'm using Figma quite a bit more, and it seems like more clients are asking me to use it. This is probably the first brand guideline I've created in Figma. I typically create those in Illustrator and then import the graphics into InDesign, especially if it's like a multi-page document. I think I'm going to make that one a little darker. Alright, and then we'll copy this one to guess this is kind of a gold color. Change that to white. Yeah, it is. It's a really flexible app for design. I find myself using Illustrator less. I wonder what Adobe thinks of this, because it's really kind of taken over a lot. There's a secondary. Maybe I'll change that secondary too. Well, that's okay. I wasn't sure if it was a warm or a cool gray, and it's a warm gray, so I'm just gonna, well, maybe I'll adjust it. Let's adjust that. And I'll adjust this one too. So it's a light. Dark. Yeah, it's a warm gray, so I'm going to change that too. What's funny is I don't think I really paid close enough attention to color in my design work until I started painting, and that really helped me appreciate color and really deal with it a little more closely in my designs. Alright, so we're going to use this one. Alliance. Those should be joined. So this is a style guide, and what happened there? So I try to show some placement, different placement of the logo, so the client can understand how this will look across different materials and marketing and social media, all that. Grab all these. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That's supposed to be joined. There we go. Alright, so for... Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't have the ladders. I guess he doesn't have he's still in the process of building the ladders. Because that would be ideal to actually have the product. I need to look up images for that. Carbon. Brand guidelines. Assets. Alright, there's the banner, so I'm going to go in and modify that so I can rebrand the color. I think arrow got shifted a little bit. That's not good. Hey, Angie. Good morning. How's retired life? Get rid of these ones that are underneath it, except for that one. Okay. Oh, I got the wrong one. Oops. That's not the one I wanted. Forgot to color it. Alright, so I gotta color that. With our new fancy gold. Got kind of ahead of myself a little bit with that. It's kind of almost like a bronze color. Change these greens also. That, and maybe it actually works pretty well. Just turning it back to its original color for that image. Although I think it needs to be dark gray. That was bad. That happened. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Make sure there's enough contrast here with this text. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so save that. And now we've got a rebranded image here of a banner. Not sure I'm 100% into that overlay. I think what I'm going to do instead, oh, I already had an outer glow, so I'm just going to make that a little sharper. All right, that's better. Okay, so I can save that. I think I need to add more memory to my iMac. I have, I think, two 16 gig slots that are still open. You know, I think I had a purple on it once. I might do that. I might actually put a purple treatment. Banners. That's not where I want to be. Elevate carbon assets. We'll call this banner gold. Alright, so then I can come back here and update this. Look at that, it's like magic. And then I'm going to update this image too, because right now it has this green background, and I think I want to change that. What was that? Here we go. Okay, so do something with this color. That looks better. iPhone gold. I might do the purple. I'm just gonna take a look at what that is. All right. Then we've got this one here. Actually, I think I'm gonna reverse the color on these two, because it's all about giving the client different options, and I've got a few variations in the color, so I'm gonna do that for this iPhone view. Yeah, it's definitely faster than Photoshop, for sure. It's like a it feels like a vector program. Well, I think it is actually. I think it's probably more it's closer to Illustrator than Photoshop. It's sort of like a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator, because it's got the vector-based aspect, where you can affect individual vectorized objects, and then it also has the bitmap aspect as well. Okay, let's see what this one looks like here. I think I'll just leave that one. Export that. Take that down to 3000. That one. Call that one gold. iPhone 11 gold. All right, there we have it. Oh, I still have the business cards down here, so let's do that one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm really feeling it with this gold color now that I see all of these different pieces. So I think what I'm going to do, I am going to give him another one. And I'm going to take your suggestion. I'm going to do the royal purple. But first, I want to at least finish this version. Where is it? Great card mockups. And then for the card, I'm going to reverse the colors again and give it this circle. one. There's the other. Save that. Gold. Now I can update that image. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I like the warmer color because to me it feels more industrial and organic as opposed to the cooler colors like blue, which feel more technological and let's see what we have over here. I guess I didn't have a purple. I thought I had created a purple one. See what that would look like. I don't think that works just because I have to choose a lighter purple in order to have some contrast between this arrow and the black. I mean, that works pretty well when it's reversed. That EC just becomes kind of a little bit difficult to see. It looks pretty decent. So those should probably be white. I think I'm going to send him this. See what happens. I don't dislike the purple. Maybe I'll just see it through. Just see what it would look like across all of these different images. Oops. All right. Yeah, I think there's potential here.